Welcome back. You're still watching the SABC News Channel, and this is The Globe. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's forces are preparing new engagements with the Tigray Liberation Front. Federal troops and militia in the country's Amhara region have been mobilizing following a series of attacks by Tigrayan forces. The war that's began in November last year has been confined at first to Ethiopia's sealed-off northern Tigray region until recently. However, accounts of atrocities have since emerged, including reports of gang rapes, massacres and forced starvation by federal forces and their allies from Amhara and neighboring Eritrea. Ethiopian journalist Andualem Sisay Gessesse is on the line from the capital Addis Ababa to talk to us about these developments. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So the Prime Minister had been talking since his inauguration about trying to heal the country and bringing different forces together for talks about a new country, a new future. But it now seems that his intention with Tigray is to crush the resistance there.
As you said, the Prime Minister has made yesterday during his sworn-in ceremony that his government is going to embark on a national dialogue immediately with everybody, every political group in the country. And that's what we are expecting. At the same time, as you know, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the TPLF, forces have been encroaching into the neighboring regions other than the Tigray region, which they have been controlling. So there are still areas in Amhara, in the neighboring regions like Amhara and Afar. Afar actually have been liberated from the TPLF, but the Amhara, parts of the Amhara still is under the control of the TPLF. So the war has not actually stopped, but the issue is that they want to bring peace with the African Union negotiation, and the other initiative that he mentioned is a national one, which is expected to be led by the local. So this is the issue, and things are going, I think, in parallel. You can't, unless both sides immediately decide to disarm themselves, the war still is likely to continue, and
all right.
Let across the other areas is also exacerbating the issue and angering other millions of Ethiopia. So I think it will be a tough time for both sides to conclude this one.
All right, let's just be clear. Are we saying that the Ethiopian government is willing to talk to everybody except the Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, because they're sending troops to fight them there?
There is no clear line between who is going to be part of this national dialogue that you mentioned, but surely before even this inaugural speech, the Prime Minister mentioned that he is willing for anybody from the Tigray region, whether it is the diaspora, the elites, or anybody who are willing to sit and discuss and resolve the issue peacefully. So if there are people within the TPLF who are willing to sit and talk by delivering the issue, as you know, the war started when the TPLF refused to deliver and hand over those accused criminals for human rights violation and those things. So I think it's, the hand is open for everybody, but at the same time, TPLF should also have to stop, but they refuse to stop. As we saw recently in the past few days, a few of the generals of the TPLF have come on YouTube claiming that they will continue the war and they will not stop and they don't want any kind of negotiation. So those kinds of things are also fueling things on both sides to continue the war.
It looks like the international community has almost apportioned some blame to Addis Ababa in terms of this conflict and has called on the Prime Minister to negotiate peace. But this surely can't be seen as the way forward in massing troops and militia to engage with the Tigray People's Liberation Front. Won't this worsen international relations?
As you said, the international community / the U.S. government, you can say, whether it is the UN or other international agencies who are under influence of the United States government, have not been in good relations with the Ethiopian government. They are trying to somehow favor the TPLF and trying to bring them back to power from the actions they have been taking. If you take, for instance, recently over around 428 trucks which have not returned it after taking food aid to Tigray region. In that case, any of the UN agencies have not publicly come out and criticized the TPLF and said that they are the ones who are contributing for the starvation and the humanitarian crisis in the region. But they keep saying that the Ethiopian government has blocked it. So they have not been fair, to be honest, on other independent person. When you see these aid agencies and are under the influence of the United States government, which was the former ally of the TPLF, which brought them to power in 1991, May 1991, during the imperialism and socialism world, Cold War era. So they are not honest, to be honest. That's why the U.S. is continuously tabling this issue at the UN Security Council, and other regions are refusing. Other countries like Russia and China are refusing. So the U.S. and the European allies are using this Tigray crisis as an excuse to advance their own geopolitical interests in the region, especially in the Red Sea and Babylon and the region. So that's the issue now, complicating the things. Otherwise, it would have been easy if they were independent to bring lasting peace and humanitarian aid to those affected, the civilians affected by this war. That's what I think is happening now.
All right. Andualem Sisay Gessesse, thank you very, very much indeed for joining us. That's the Ethiopian journalist giving us a view on the situation that's developing in Ethiopia. The Prime Minister gathering troops and militia, apparently, to take on the Tigrayans again. And this is a conflict that's lasted nearly a year now.